welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We are going to continue from where we left off, which is the trial. Let us load this one, yes. So far, for those of you who are just tuning in, which you shouldn't be, you should go back and watch all the episodes, they're long episodes. In this particular case, Edgeworth is accused of murder. But he claims that he hasn't done it, and we believe him. Karma. That's right. Manfred von Karma. He's the best prosecutor there is. I thought you were supposed to be the best prosecutor there is. He hasn't lost a case in his 40-year career. He's the murderer. He is a god of perfection and not a single one. No, he'll do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. Just like you. Sounds like someone else I know, Edgeworth. I don't know why that kept going on its own, but whatever. 100% Edgeworth learned from this man, but I have a feeling that Edgeworth was hoping to be the prosecutor in the trial of this guy, because Edgeworth might know that this guy is responsible for his father's death. And now this guy is framing Edgeworth for killing the guy who was accused of killing his father. Potentially. Though, that might mean, Maya and Mia's mother was wrong in her, talking with, Edgeworth's father after he passed away, when they summoned his spirit back and communed with him, basically learning the name of the murderer. But I wonder if that guy was just set up. Either way, we have exactly 3 days until the statute of limitations runs out on that case. The case of Edgeworth's father's death. And we have 3 days for this trial. So in those 3 days, we need to complete everything. We quite literally need to fix all of it. You don't understand. I mean, he'll really do anything. Manfred von Karma is a man to be feared. That's quite a claim coming from someone who forges evidence. Yes. He taught me what it really means to prosecute. It just means whoever it is, just get a guilty verdict, even if they're the wrong person. Doesn't matter, nobody cares. Just get the guilty verdict, that's all that matters. If they're the wrong person, so what? Throw up your hands, whatever. Did the right thing. Well, what? Just picture a prosecutor as vicious as me, multiplied by a factor of 10. So was he your teacher then, Mr. Edgeworth? Something like that. And now he's trying to get you found guilty. What a creep. Oh, wait. Maybe he's planning on losing on purpose to help you out. No, he doesn't care. Not a chance. He hasn't lost once in 40 years. 40 years. He's as ruthless as me, times 20. That's pretty ruthless. You're terrible at your job, so is he. We all know it. You're terrible people. Like I said, he's a god among prosecutors. That doesn't make you a good prosecutor. Forging evidence, getting a guilty verdict no matter what, that's not a good thing. Because if you're on the prosecution side, you'd want to get the right person to be found guilty, not the wrong person. But you both seem to just not care at all. You just absolutely do not care. I guess that's something like Maya was to me. Or Mia, one of them. Speaking of her, Mia? Is the Maya gonna make an appearance? We'll be using her help right now, don't you think? Oh. I'm not strong enough to channel her. I can't because I couldn't find a waterfall. Sorry, I tried. I really tried, but I couldn't reach. Couldn't reach? I think it's because I haven't been training. My powers are weak again. Oh man, what bad timing. We should have gone with the fire hose idea. I'm really sorry. I'll try my best. I hope so. What are you whispering about? Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. Don't worry about that. Well, it's time. Let's head in. I mean, it's weird because my character is basically playing the part as, like, a better prosecutor than the prosecutors tend to be. Trying to find the actual person who did it instead of, it doesn't matter who's in front of me, just get the guilty verdict. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh, Count Dracula. Mr. Von Karma, is the prosecution ready? I guess not. Fool. You seriously think that I would stand here were I not completely prepared? Right, my apologies. You even got the judge scared. Very well, your opening statement, please. Decisive evidence. There is no evidence. A decisive witness. There is a witness, but not really decisive. What else could possibly be required? I don't know, a shred of usefulness? Nothing, of course. Should be fine. Prosecution may call its first witness. What's with this guy? Is he a royalty or something? How am I supposed to fight against this? I called the detective in charge of the case, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Okay, Gumshoe's first. Let's see how this goes. Describe the incident now. Yes, sir. And Gumshoe's look nervous. Please take a look at the map. The murder happened a late Christmas Eve around midnight. Basically between Christmas Eve and Christmas morning. There was one boat in the middle of the lake. There were two men on that boat. Then there happened to be a woman camping on the edge of the lake. At 2:10 a.m. she heard two pistol shots. Then the boat started to move. It went towards the boat rental shop. Overhead map added to the court record. Testify the court about the arrest now. Wait, Mr. Von Karma. Yes? Actually, I'm the one who's supposed to be handling these proceedings. Oh, he does like the Edgeworth thing as well. Wrong. There is only one thing you need to do here. You will slam down your gavel and say the word guilty. That is your role. Yes, of course. You're quite right. No, he's not. Okay, so... The man called into the station around 30 minutes after midnight. That's fine. We headed to the scene of the crime as fast as we could. I'm curious as to who called it in, because I'm pretty sure that was their first witness, or that's what's supposed to be their witness. But then that person, like, decided not to testify. And lucky for them, I found somebody to testify in that person's place. We headed to the scene of the crime as fast as we could. That's where we found Mr. Edgeworth. Now, I didn't suspect him of anything at all, but the next morning, a body was found in the lake. So we had to arrest Mr. Edgeworth. That doesn't mean he did it, he was just there. Where's the evidence? I see. Very well. Begin your cross-examination, attorney. Now. Okay. Man called in the station around 30 minutes. So I want to know who this is. You received a call from a man? Yep. But you said there was a woman camping there. She was the one who heard the two gunshots, right? What do you mean, objection? What the hell was that? The woman and the man who called in the report are two different people, obviously. Different people? There were two witnesses. Their testimonies are quite similar, however. Today I summoned the woman who was camping. A lot of heart. What happened next, detective? We headed to the scene of the crime as fast as we could. I won't press on this one. I don't think this one matters, but... Actually, maybe I should. I should just press on everything. How long was it between receiving your report and your arrival at the lake? Well, I'd say it was about 3 minutes. That's pretty fast. Our motto of the month is the get there quick. Okay, why are you objecting? Detective, you refrain from casually revealing department secrets. How is that a department secret? Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I look forward to your next year's salary review. Isn't that illegal? Not much to look forward to these days. There's no time for dejected daydreaming. Continue. Yes, sir. I hope we get to arrest this man. That's where you found Mr. Edgeworth. I guess we'll press. What was Mr. Edgeworth like when you saw him there? When you saw him then? Well, from what I saw, he looked pretty relaxed. Not like a murderer at all, really. Detective, the court requires facts, not your opinion. How many years have you been on the force? Facts only, detective. Hard, cold, objective facts. Yes, sir. Man, he's got his share of objections. No, I didn't suspect him of anything at all. I could press on this, but I don't think it matters. Why didn't you think he was suspicious? You should know. We have a deep, trusting relationship with the prosecutors. Detective, the court isn't interested in your musings. Deep, trusting? Poppycock. I've never heard so many flippant comments from an active detective on the force. Gumshoe doesn't look so good. Continue, now. But the next morning, a body was found in the lake. Did you find any clues on the body? A single bullet was recovered from the body. He was shot through the heart, fatally. Judge, here's the bullet. You just had it in your pocket? It didn't strike bone, so its shape was well preserved. Okay, yeah, I guess it lodged in the heart then, and it was fished out later. Very well, the court accepts the bullet into evidence. It should have already been in evidence already. That should have already been a thing. You can't just pull it out of your pocket and be like, here's a bullet, it's evidence, there, put it. So we had to arrest Mr. Edgeworth. You had to? Oh, why is that? Well, we found the murder weapon in the boat. Okay. The murder weapon. A pistol. Detective, don't you? That is a vital piece of information. Please revise your testimony. Right. Sorry, Your Honor. The murder weapon we found in the boat was decisive evidence. But what are you doing anymore? Let me just press on this one some more. What about this pistol made it decisive evidence? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Of course he does. There were fingerprints on the pistol found in the boat. They were clear prints from Mr. Edgeworth's right hand. But what? Order in the court. So, Mr. Edgeworth's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon. Yes, Your Honor. Judge, this is the weapon. I had it in my pocket as well. Put it in the evidence. Accept it into evidence. Pistol added to the court record. Members of the court. We now have the pistol used in the murder and the bullet found in the body. Detective. Yes, sir. Was the bullet found in the body fired from this pistol? Yes. The ballistics marking on the bullet matched the pistol. Hey, Nick. What does it mean, ballistic markings? Shocking. To imagine someone here doesn't know something as basic as ballistic markings. Nick? He's glaring at me. Just very well, I'll explain. Nobody asked you to explain. Shut up. Actually, Judge, you do it. Me? Ballistic markings are like the fingerprints of a gun. The barrel leaves distinctive markings on each bullet it fires. You could examine these ballistic fingerprints to see which gun fired the shot. It's quite accurate. Indeed. This leads one inevitable conclusion. The bullet found in the victim's heart was without a doubt fired from this pistol. This pistol, which, as you may recall, was covered with the defendant's own fingerprints. Order. This is bad. This makes it look like Edgeworth did it. He might have done it, but I don't believe it. Well, Judge, I'd say it's almost decisive, yes. Honestly, I could declare a verdict at this point. However, you wish to hear the witness speak, no doubt. Very well. I am somewhat fatigued, and so I will take a brief break. I will call my witness after the recess, which will last 10 minutes. Judge? Yes. What are you doing? A 10-minute recess. Now. Wait, just bang your flimsy gavel and get on with it, man. Yes. 10-minute break. Court will take a 10-minute recess. Okay. Who's running this court anyways? Mr. Wannabe Judge. Okay, back to the lobby. Edgeworth, what's going on here? Your fingerprints are on the murder weapon. You could have told me that earlier. And that foggy photo makes one thing clear. The only one who could have shot the man was the person in the photo. True. Was that you in the boat? Yes, it was me. What? This guy. But you must believe me, I didn't shoot him. Then who did? I don't know. You don't know? Weren't you right there? I heard a gunshot from very close by. Then the other man fell from the boat. I can't say why, but I thought at the time that he had shot himself. You mean it was a suicide? That's the only explanation I can come up with. How am I going to convince anyone of that? Say Maya or Mia. Well, what? Any progress with Maya or Mia? Sorry, it's no good. I know. I'm no good for anything, am I, Nick? If I can't call my sister, I might as well not be here, right? No, you need to be here. No, of course not, I need you here. I can see you're always trying to help out. Even if you don't actually help, it's the thought that counts, right? It's okay, Nick. You don't have to make me feel better. I don't know anything about trials or defense. What's more, I'm a spirit medium who can't even contact spirits. Everyone has their off days. I mean, I've just been getting lucky lately. But you never know when my luck's gonna run out. Like today, like right now. Whoa, right. Don't jinx this case any more than it already is. It's bad for my heart. You being a terrible human is bad for your heart. Oh, sorry. Court is back in session. Mr. Ron Karma, call your witness. Yes. Will Miss Lotta Hart take the stand? Lotta Hart, you are a research student at a university? That I am. Good. Begin by telling us what you saw the night of the incident. And don't add any anything trivial or subjective. Understand? You all need to learn some manners. Understand? Yeah, I understand. Very well. Your testimony, please? I mean, she doesn't even have to testify. She could just not do it. You're being a terrible human. And a terrible prosecutor. It was Christmas Eve just after midnight, I reckon. I was in my car. I heard this bang come up from the lake. When I looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat. Then there was another bang. There wasn't nary a thing on the lake but that boat. The two is very important. Enough. Huh? Judge? She happened to take a photo of the incident. This is that photo. Accepted as evidence. It was in my pocket as well. Well, this is a surprise. This looks like the very moment of the murder. No order. I will remove people from this courtroom if I do not have order immediately. As the witness testified, she looked at the lake when she heard the shot. There were no other boats on that lake. So the man in the boat with the victim must have been the one who shot him. Yes, it was the defendant, Miles Edgeworth. Order. I will have order. Well, Judge. The evidence is decisive. I have very little doubt about this case. Very well, this court finds a defendant. Wait, Your Honor. I haven't cross-examined the witness yet. A cross-examination? Yeah, that's how court works. Of course, I could just pull stuff out of my pocket, too. We have photographic proof. What question can there possibly be? This photo is worth 1,000 words, and they all read guilty. You lose. Or, you claim to have found a contradiction in her testimony. Yes, actually. Very well. If you have to, you may cross-examine the witness. You will only flounder and ask meaningless questions. You will fail to find anything. And then I will have you held in contempt of court. What are you talking about? Nick, contempt? Contempt of court, you know. I guess I understand. Well, what are you gonna do? Do you really think there was a contradiction with the facts in their testimony? Yeah, I think there was. You can't hold me in contempt at all, because that's not how this works. I think I noticed one thing. Oh, I'm impressed, Nick. I didn't notice anything. Right, let's take him on. Yeah. I understand. I will cross-examine the witness. Very well. I pray for your sake this isn't a waste of time. Of course it's not. Come on, guys. You know better than that. I'm gonna press on everything anyways. Just after midnight, you say. In other words, it was no longer Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day? Yeah, well, yes. I know you want to find contradictions, but really? I mean, there's kind of already one. Somebody had called before, and the next day the body was found, so... But then again, the time of death was anywhere between that time, but... I hope your contradiction is a little more relevant to the trial. Witness, continue testimony. I was in my car. Why were you camping there anyways? I'm a research student at my university. I was taking pictures to use in my research. What research? This all sounds suspicious. Press further. Miss Hart, could you be more specific about your research? What the witness's motives in camping by the lake have to do with this case? The answer is nothing. I object to this line of questioning. Objection sustained. You can't sustain your own objection, you fool. Oh, wait now, I'm the one who says that. Well then, say it already. Objection sustained. Thanks for nothing, Your Honor. Heard this bang come from the lake. I guess I'll press. Might as well. So you weren't looking at the lake at that time? Nope. I looked after I heard the noise. You said that already. I asked you to find contradictions. Not leisurely chat with the witness. Well, leisurely chatting with the witness is how I find the contradictions. Or do you not know how court works? Oh, when I looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat. Could you clearly see the two men? Just look at the picture. Clear enough for you? No, actually. Press further. Wait a second. I wasn't asking about the photo. I was asking if you saw the two men. Yeah, well, of course. The witness has testified that you saw them. There's a photo. You'd best look elsewhere for your precious contradictions. He jumped in quick. He's hiding something. Of course he is. Then there was another bang. Were you watching the very moment the shot rang out? Well, yeah, sure. You're asking meaningless questions. Meaningless. You know they're not meaningless. Contradictions, Mr. Wright, not meaningless babble. On Karma, I think I hate you. He's trying to keep me from talking to the witness. To what end? There was nary a thing on the lake, but that boat. Are you sure about that? Yeah, sure as a country gal can be. Sounds pretty sure. Press further, why not? How come you're so sure? Well, heck, I scanned the whole lake. Scanned the whole lake. Almost sounds like you were more interested in the lake than the boat. Miss Hart, you... Mr. Wright, the witness has answered the question in full. No need for further questions. Objection sustained. That's what I'm... Sustained. Yes, of course. Oh, great. Enough. I think we've heard all we need to hear, Mr. Wright. It seems you are unable to find a contradiction in the testimony worth noting. But Your Honor... You keep your promise. Mr. Wright, I'm afraid that I will have to penalize any further outbursts by holding you in contempt of court. And if that happens, you'll have to leave the courtroom immediately. Understood? That's not even correct. Nick, Lotta's testimony is fishy. Nick, real fishy. I know what you mean, but if I can't say anything, what can I do? I believe we covered the evidence sufficiently to make a decision. Then pass your judgment. Very well. Mr. Miles Edgeworth, please take the stand. Who was that? It was me. Oh, yeah? Is something wrong? Do you need to use the facilities? No, I do not. A lot of heart. Your testimony stinks. It's unclear whether you're actually looking at the lake. It's highly doubtful that you actually saw Mr. Edgeworth. Tell us the truth. This is a matter of life or death. Lotta, did you really clearly see Mr. Edgeworth that night? Did you see him fire the pistol? You will stand down. The court does not acknowledge the defense outburst. Answer me, Lotta. That's a big idea. Treating me like some kind of criminal. I saw him, I swear it. I saw Edgeworth. Enough. Judge, declare the defense in contempt of court. Yes, of course. I'm sorry, but you were warned. Guard, escort Mr. Wright out of the courtroom. He's in contempt of court and must leave. No. Wait. I was the one who made the outburst, Your Honor. Nick is innocent. Huh. What's the difference? All that remains is for the guilty verdict to be declared. Isn't that right, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Wrong, Mr. whatever the hell your name is. I don't even remember anymore. What? Did you hear what Miss Hart just said? She said she clearly saw Mr. Edgeworth. That was not in the testimony. That changes her testimony. I have a right to cross-examine her again. Order. You're in contempt of court. It's too late for wild claims. Judge, sustain my objection. I'm sorry, Mr. Von Karma, but I cannot. What? Miss Lotta Hart has made a new testimony. The defense does have a right to cross-examine her again. But he is in contempt of court. No, I am. And if you're going to arrest somebody, arrest me. Very well. My FA, you will leave the courtroom immediately. Nick, I did what I could. You have to do the rest. Good luck. I care not for this melodrama. You're the one that's full of drama? Listen well, Mr. Wright. I do not tolerate badgering of my witness. I'm running out of time. I better find a contradiction in here or else. Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination. Okay. Saw it clear as day the man on the boat was Mr. Edgeworth. Well, what about the other man? You cannot expect to be allowed... You cannot expect to be allowed to... What? Ignore your promise, Mr. Wright? What are you even talking about? I believe you claimed there was a contradiction in the witness testimony. Well, find it, if you can. Mr. Wright, I have to... Penalty? What? I don't know if I can find anything in that, but I can't squander Maya's efforts. Or Mia. Which one of them? Clear as day. Well, then I'll just have to present the stupid picture. Got you. Got you, Miss Hart, finally. Oh, what? You got what? Look at this photograph. The photo I took? The very same. There's something I want you to see in this photo. It's quite clearly visible. The fog, Miss Hart. So? This picture was taken with professional high-quality film, correct? Yet even it could not capture the faces of the men on the boat. Yet, you claim you saw Edgeworth. How? What? Mr. Wright has a point. That's why I told her not to say that in her testimony, please. Yet now she has said it, Mr. Von Karma. How could you possibly see Mr. Edgeworth? Explain yourself. Miss Hart? What? Could you see the defendant that night? Of course. I said I could. I mean, I meant I could. Then please testify as to the circumstances of your sighting. I did it. I finally found a hole in Von Karma's carefully vague testimony. We're going again. You're right. It was cold night and the fog was thick as grits. So once I finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. When I heard that noise outside the lake, I looked with my binoculars. See, no problem. Use binoculars. Very well. In your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. One better be good. Am I allowed to press further, or what? I don't even know. I got penalized for pressing, so... This was thick. With me... present? I don't even know. Actually, I have no idea what I can present, so I'm gonna have to press on each of these, probably. And if I get penalized for pressing on them, then that's a problem. So, how could you see Edgeworth? Now just hold your horse for a second. No trouble with that as is. Okay, good, perfect. Got back in the car, well that's fine. I brought my binoculars with me. We'll press on this one. If there was a heavy fog, how would binoculars change that at all? What do you mean? Even the binoculars can't see through fog. But you say you clearly saw him. I did, yeah. Enough. There's no room for doubt in her testimony. Of course there is. Sounded pretty doubtful to me. But I have to find a clear contradiction first. I don't care how many Von Karmic objections I get. We have to find a hole in this testimony if it's the last thing I do. Okay. I don't understand what I'm supposed to actually do. Like, that doesn't matter. It's on this one. Like, I mean, the picture again... Or wait, where's the picture? This picture again, it I don't understand. Time of death is somewhere between that time, but I don't know if I'm supposed to use the picture again and be like, it's blurry. How does that work? How binoculars blurry, binoculars blurry. Or camera, blurry, binoculars, camera, better camera than binoculars? I don't know. I don't know, let's try this one. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. I don't see it. No. Oh, come on now. Let me press on this one and see what happens. I don't know. Binoculars? Yeah, binoculars. Yes, sir, you mentioned you were out looking for shooting stars, correct? Well, yeah. Wouldn't you need a telescope, not binoculars for that? I've got doubts about your camera, too. Was that really to take pictures of meteor showers? The camera is irrelevant to this case. You can't say that for certain. Mr. Wright. Is the camera really relevant to this case? If you believe it is, you may continue with his line of questioning. But know this, if you find nothing with this, there will be consequences. Well, Mr. Wright, you wish to press further about the camera? I don't know, but might as well. The camera is of utmost importance, Your Honor. It is perhaps the key to this entire case. Therefore, I will continue with my line of questioning. It's supposed to take a picture every time it hears a loud noise. There were 2 gunshots, meaning it should have taken 2 pictures. The fact that there's 2 gunshots is really important because there's only 1 bullet in this person. So if the gun was fired twice, you would know that, and you would wonder where the other bullet is. If it was fired twice, or if some other loud noise was made at that time, but it would have been the gun, probably. But clearly by, if we believe Edgeworth, then somebody else shot this guy, so somebody else had a gun somewhere else, set it up, and shot. But there was 2 fires instead of just 1, which is weird. There's still the missing, why is there another gunshot, or where the other bullet is. But it is important to note that the camera would have taken 2 pictures. And it's also important to note that the camera wasn't able to see through the fog, and she's claiming binoculars helped her see somehow. Oops. Go back to the game. Maybe I went a little overboard there. Very well. Miss Hart, you'll testify to the court about the camera. Yeah, I hear you. The camera was set up to take pictures of a meteor shower. When I heard the noise outside, blah, blah, blah. Can I press on this one? Miss Hart, what made you choose that lake to photograph meteors? You know, the fog gets thick on that lake. It's not very suited for stargazing. Well, yeah, you see, I guess I wasn't thinking too straight. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering the witness, blah, blah, blah. Now, wait a minute. Continue your testimony. No unnecessary comments, please. Yeah, because she's lying. Not what's important. I want to ask about this bit, but, how would I do this one? Once I finished setting up my camera, I went back to the car. That's probably it. You're photographing shooting stars. That's a lie. Says who? I saw the camera you set up yesterday. It was pointed directly at the lake. You have to point a camera upwards to take photos of stars, Miss Hart. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? I don't know. Like, if you can't figure it out, Judge, then the whole country's lost. We might as well destroy the entire legal system. Just rebuild it with somebody else. Other people. The witness was not at the lake to photograph stars, Your Honor. Well, then what exactly was she photographing? Show evidence. Your Honor, take a look at this. Take that! Miss Hart, this is what you're trying to photograph. What's this? A newspaper article? Gordy. Ah, the sightings of Gord Lake. Well, Miss Hart, I never heard of no lake monster. You got proof of something? Let's see proof that I was down at the lake trying to photograph Gordy. Well, I don't have proof, but... I mean, the camera technically is the proof, right? I have proof? Intriguing. Very well, let's see it. What is the proof? It's the camera itself. The proof, Miss Hart, is your own camera. Your camera was set to take photos in response to loud noises, correct? Thus, the photograph here was taken when a gun fired on the lake. And here, this article is about Gordy. According to this article, Gordy made loud noises when it emerged. Well, you were trying to photograph Gordy, weren't you? That's why you had set up your camera in response to loud noises. Order, I see. I too thought it was a little strange. Yeah, sure. Well, Miss Hart? You were camping there to try to take a photo of Gordy, weren't you? Yeah. Not bad. Are all you lawyers that smart? So, smart boy, I was down there trying to photograph Gordy. You got me. So what? No? That doesn't change what I saw, does it? Exactly. What you just used several precious moments of our time to prove is nothing more than that witness is an idiot who thinks monsters exist. Hey. But she is so succinctly said, so what? It changes nothing. Not true. You're hiding the whole thing about Gordy for a reason, I know it. But what could it have been? Whatever it is, I'm getting to the bottom of this. Miss Hart, why did you hide the fact that you were searching for Gordy from the court? Please revise your testimony. Alright, fine, I'll testify. I won't change nothing, though. Something will change, it has to. And I'm going to spot it. Here we go again. For the 8th time. Actually, I'm not a research student at a university. I'm an investigative photographer. Imagine what a scoop it'd be if I get a picture of that monster. That's why I was camping out by the lake. But that's all I was hiding. Then I heard the bang. It looked right... I looked straight out at that lake. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched the boat the whole time. Then I saw a flash near one of the men's hands, and I heard another gunshot. I was looking right at the boat the whole time. Cross my heart, hope to fry. You'll fry. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine your witness. Witness testimony is unchanged from before. Whether she's a research student or photographer and has no bearing on the case. There's no need to waste more of our time with another pointless cross-examination. I claim the defense's right to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. When Karma's up to something, I know it. He doesn't want me cross-examining her because, why? Was there a contradiction? Yes, there was. Very well. Let me begin the cross-examination. Seem sure yourself, you must have something in mind. Okay. You understand this is your last chance at the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. If there's no problem with the testimony this time, we'll let the witness leave. I will announce my verdict at that time, Mr. Wright. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. How many points have I lost? How many do I have? Can I actually mess this up? No, I have plenty. Don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care, doesn't matter. That's useful, but the more useful thing is this one. Because there's no flash in the picture. Would that work? Would something like that work? Would me being able to do this work? Maybe. Oh, okay, this isn't good. I don't see a contradiction. Oh well. Oh, I was hoping it would be like, okay, the picture doesn't have a flash in it, even though at the first one, you heard the gunshot, and then you looked, and then there was a flash and another noise. Either way. Let me press. Was there nothing on the leg of the boat at the time? Wait, so you're thinking maybe he was shot from some other place? I don't think so, nope. The lake was smooth as glass, and nobody was on the shore either. Better find some sort of contradiction in his testimony. Has to be something. Well, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This also doesn't matter. This also doesn't matter. When I heard the bang, I looked straight out at the lake. Exactly what sort of sound was it? Well, I never heard one before, so I can't say for sure, but it sounded like a gunshot. There's a lot sharper sound than I would have expected. Wasn't much else to look at. Yep. I don't know, if she heard a bang and thought Gordy was out there, I kinda doubt she'd waste any time looking at a boat. Well, what did I do now? Why are you giving me that look for? Definitely suspicious. Maybe it's time for some evidence. Okay, so I have to put evidence on that one. Well, I mean, it's true there wasn't much else to look at. Whoops, I wasn't supposed to press. I was supposed to check the evidence. Present the camera. I hope. Yes, maybe? No? Oh, come on now. But there was something else to look at, the camera, because it would have taken a picture at that time, so you would have probably wanted to go check anyways. Not the right thing. Not the right thing. You were camped out there, the thing was over here, so you were very close to it anyways. Yeah, one bullet shot to the heart. Where's the other bullet? I don't know. Can't present that. Can't even question that one. I'm gonna lose this. What? Fired 3 times? What do you mean 3 times? What am I supposed to present? The picture? The article? I don't know, let's try the picture. Okay, well, we'll have to try this one again then. Of course, see no reasons to prolong the trial further. Okay. Court finds the defendant guilty. Oh, jeez. Okay, and that is all. Court is adjourned. Yep, we'll have to just go back and replay through this again. Okay, so I'm going to pause the episode here and get back to where we were. I actually have no idea what I was supposed to do with that one, but let us try again. Okay, so we are back, and I believe this is where we left off. I'm not a research student, investigative photographer, scoop the picture, and so on. Now, let me press on each of these just in case. Now, what manner of person are you? Not sure. I'm a high Bolton enough to be called a manor or anything? I don't even know what that word was. Investigative photographer. Investigative photographer? Yep. You get your photo and sell it to the press. It's that kind of business. Yeah, I was taking pictures of my sister's graduation last year. And guess what? What? There was a UFO? Oh, a UFO. Oh my goodness gracious. It was just hanging in the sky. UFO? You know, unidentified flying object, UFO. That's when I had a sort of revelation. I knew I should become an investigative photographer. I see. Kind of shaky basis for a career, but whatever. Is Gordy really all that newsworthy? Heck yeah. They even had him up on the TV. I'm not sure that appearing on the local news, a rumor of the month segment qualifies, but last month's segment was Bigfoot sighted on Acorn Hill, I believe. Yeah, they also had a picture of him in the newspaper for real. Mr. Wright, this is one fight I do not believe you can win. Let's keep moving, shall we? Yes, Your Honor. So I was camping out by the lake. That's why you put up the automatic sensor on a camera. Yep. Borrowed it from a university professor. It analyzes every sound it picks up, and when it gets a bang, it snaps a shot. Yep. So how many pictures has it taken so far? The only time the camera triggered was that night. How many times that night did it trigger? That's all I was hiding. I think it's time you told us why you felt you had to hide the true purpose at the lake. Heck, if word got out I was up to, the lake would be swarming with competitors. Competitors? Yeah, second-rate shutterbugs trying to steal my scoop. It should already be filled with those types of people if they already existed, because they would have seen it both in the newspaper and on the news. They would have flooded the lake already if they wanted to get their chance at a scoop. Oh. Is that the only reason you were hiding the truth? Well, actually... Mr. Wright, I'll not have you asking questions with no relevance to this case. Whatever you say, Von Karma. I know you told her to keep quiet. When I heard the bang, I looked straight out of the lake. Exactly what sort of sound was it? Well, I never heard one before, but you can say for sure it sounded like a gunshot. It was a lot sharper sound than I would have expected. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched the boat the whole time. Wasn't much else to look at. Yep. Oh no, if she heard a bang and she thought Gordy was out there, I kinda doubt she'd waste any time looking at a boat. What did I do now? You're giving me that look for. Not really suspicious. Maybe it's time for some evidence. Witness, continue. Hold your hush, puppies, Pops. I'm getting there. Then I saw a flash near one of the men's hands, and I heard another gunshot. There was nothing on the lake but the boat at that time. Wait, so you're thinking maybe the shot was from some other place? I don't think so, no. The lake was smooth as glass, and nobody was on the shore neither. Better find some sort of contradiction in the testimony. There has to be something. Yeah, there has to be something, but I don't know what it is. Okay, let me check what we have. Attorney's badge isn't gonna help. The camera is kinda useful-ish, because it goes off every time there's a sound, and there was 2 sounds, so it should have gone off twice. I don't know why we don't look into that, but... Time of death, the autopsy report, shot through the heart. I don't know if that's gonna help here. This one's definitely not gonna work. Article about a monster. I don't think this is gonna help at all either. But maybe... Actually, maybe. And then the bullet and the other thing. Okay. Let me check what would happen, blah blah blah. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched the boat the whole time. It had mentioned something for evidence on this line. But this doesn't make sense, because she would have just been looking everywhere but the boat to find the Gordy monster, right? So if I present that, would it work? Miss Hart, were you really looking at the boat? Well, what's with you? Of course I was looking at it. It was the only thing out there. Any normal person would look at it. I agree, any normal person would. But you are far from normal. What? You want to step over here and say that? You were camping at the lake to take pictures of Gordy. Think about it. What would you do if you heard a loud noise? You'd be scanning the lake for any sign of Gordy, that's what. You wouldn't give the boat a second thought. Order. Continue, Mr. Wright. You testify that you were watching the boat through binoculars. However, you wouldn't need binoculars to watch the boat. You needed them to search for Gordy, and that's what you were doing. Well. Well, now that y'all mention it, I did sort of take my binoculars and kind of scan the lake a bit. I mean, Gordy might be out there and all. Miss Hart, are you saying that you were not watching the boat then? Sorry, y'all. I wasn't fibbing, really. I thought, you know, I could be a witness to a murder and all. Kinda got excited. I was sure I was watching the boat till now. This is totally uncalled for. But hey, you got the photograph, you got proof. Still, we can't see who's shooting who in this. Right. That's why I took the photo and... Witness, that's enough. You had a long day. Shut your pie hole. Just shut my what? What's she gonna say? I know exactly what she's gonna say. She took the picture and enhanced it. She took the photo and what? Wait a second. You even had a photograph to prove it, but you really can't tell from the photo who is shooting. So she said she'd going to enlarge the photo. It'll drop in quality, I might, but it should let us see who's who. She enlarged that photo. Why won't Von Karma let her show it? I've got a hunch. I bet that enlarged photo shows something very bad for Von Karma. This is my chance. If I'm wrong, though, it'll mean prison for Edgeworth or worse. What should I do? Make her show the enlargement. Of course. Miss Hart, look at this photograph. You enlarged this photograph, did you not? Yeah, I did. Why has that enlargement not been presented to the court? Yeah, is it in somebody's pocket? Pull it out of somebody's pocket. Because it doesn't exist. What are you talking about? You were the one who told me to show it to the court in the first place. You old fool. Or not to show it to the court in the first place? What's the meaning of this, Von Karma? Miss Hart? Show the photo to the court. Show us the enlargement. The prosecution objects to the submission of this evidence. Objection denied. The witness will show the enlargement to the court. There it is. Finally. We still cannot see who is firing in this. Correct. But at least we can see the flash now, so that is present in the picture. They're both wearing like the exact same thing. It could be the defendant, or it may not be. Regardless, I'll accept this as evidence. A photo added to the court records. Happy now, Mr. Wright? There has to be something. There is something. It's in somebody's left hand. You have right hand fingerprints on the weapon. You asked for the enlargement, you got the enlargement. And little good it has done for any of us. That's why I requested she not show it. Yeah, you're a liar. I suppose this means the cross-examination is over, obviously. Then I would like to close the cross-examination of Miss Lotta Hart. And none too soon. That was a flagrant waste of my time. Mr. Von Karma, do you have anything to add? I stated everything I need to when this trial began. Decisive evidence. Decisive witness. Oh, what else could possibly be required? Nothing, of course. Then I believe it is time for me to declare my verdict. Wait, it's not supposed to go like this. There has to be a clue in this photo somewhere. There is, right there. I am right about that, right? This is bad, real bad. Object to the enlargement. Your Honor, there is something decidedly strange with this enlargement. Oh, what might that be? Mr. Wright, you will show the court what you mean about this photo is strange. Okay, here goes nothing. I'll show the judge what's strange about this photo. How do I, my little pointy hand. Oop. Take that! Here, Your Honor. The shooter? I'm not sure I understand. What about the shooter is strange? Look at the hand holding the pistol, Your Honor. The hand? That hand directly contradicts another piece of evidence. This man's left hand does what? Let me show it to you. I'll show you the evidence as the left hand contradicts. The right hand fingerprints on the gun. Those pulled out of this man's pocket just a little while ago. The evidence is clear. The man in this photograph is holding that pistol in his left hand. However, The prints on the murder weapon are from Edgeworth's right hand. Ergo, the man shooting the pistol in this photograph is not Mr. Edgeworth. Now that everyone in the court has quieted down, because I've ejected everybody for their outburst repeatedly throughout the entire proceedings, I would like to reconvene the court of law. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You have given us definitive proof today. We now know that it was not Mr. Edgeworth who fired the pistol that night. However, this leaves us with a rather large problem. If Mr. Edgeworth didn't do it, then who shot our victim? Well, sir, that's not my problem. That's the prosecution and the police's problem. Precisely. As we have seen, there were no other people on the lake at that night. Who but the defendant could have shot the victim? Was Larry there? Larry might have been there. There was another witness, remember? There was some witness. Miss Hart was there. We could say the victim himself, but, that's a weird one. Larry. Throw Larry straight under the bus. Oh, I don't know. It would be convoluted to say Mrs. Hart, or Miss Hart, because, she would have to set up all of the stuff, then end up on the lake with this person to set up the death of this person. The victim themselves is a stretch. Larry, we're just chucking some random guy up in here, but I kind of want to. I kind of just want to do it. I'm sorry, Larry. Larry, it was Larry. Wait, I can't do that. Sacrifice one friend to save another? What's the point? Well, Mr. Wright, your answer? Oh, it actually takes away thing from me. Oh, no. The victim himself. There's only one explanation remaining. The man who shot the victim was none other than the victim himself. Order. So you're saying that the victim committed suicide? Yes, Your Honor. I can think of no other explanation. Indeed, that does seem to be the only remaining option. I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright, but suicide is out of the question. What? The examination of the victim's wound reveals the distance at which he was shot. The distance? The victim was clearly shot from further than a meter away. A meter? That's 3 feet. There is no way it could have been suicide. How big is the boat? Order. Mr. Von Karma, are you sure the accuracy of your data? Of course. I had already considered the possibility of suicide, you see. Autopsy report updated. I see. Very well, allow me to state my opinion. Considering the situation, the shooter had to be the defendant, Mr. Edgeworth. However, the prints on the gun reveal the shooter was not Mr. Edgeworth. This is a conundrum. Therefore, I would like to suspend proceedings for this trial for today. The court orders the defense and the prosecution to further investigate this matter. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do the job of both of us. And this guy will just forge some evidence and lie. That is all. This court is adjourned. Maybe you could find that original witness. December 26th, 1:15 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Yeah, that was a close one. Hey. Do you have anything to say? No, I have yet to be declared innocent, right? Well, you're never going to be declared innocent. You'll be declared not guilty. Well, yeah, but what happened out there on the lake anyways? If he didn't commit suicide, then who? The shooter was about a meter away, too. Well, what? Don't give me that look. I did not kill him. I was just kidding around. Look. I'm going to go check on Maya, or Mia, whichever one's gonna appear. Oh, right. What? Tell her something for me. What? Tell her to watch what she says in court. That's all. Would it kill you to just say how you really feel with, thanks, Edgeworth? Yeah, it would straight kill him. I think he would straight drop dead. His heart would literally stop and he would drop dead. I requisitioned the transcript of Lotta's entire testimony. That's a new one. I thought it might give me some ammunition for the trial tomorrow. Of course, she didn't see the shooter, so the only part of her testimony that stood out was the bang she heard. There was two, actually. Lotta's deposition added to the court record. There's so many times where I had wanted something like this. It's like so I could just point directly to something that they said, and then point to something else. But either way. We will leave this episode here, and we will continue this next time, where I guess we'll have more investigation to do, and then more trial, and then probably more investigation, and then final trial. But yeah, this is getting really interesting, and it's getting really complicated as well, and really difficult to figure out what to point evidence at, and what to press on. Especially when you had gotten to a point in the trial where it's like, you're not allowed to badger the witness or something like that, and you try to press on everything, but then it penalizes you for pressing on things or whatever. Though I think in that case, if I remember correctly, it was only the one statement. And I thought, okay, well, I could just press on the one statement, see what that says, and then present some evidence to it, but it didn't like that. So, whatever. I'll just have to be more careful of that and not lose all my lives. Either way, leave a like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like, and I'll see everybody in the next video.